Imagine a startup that scaled to 60 million customers without the internet. Rome wasn't just an empire, it was the world's first global corporation. But in the early days, their business history was a mess of bespoke chaos. Logistics were failing. Every new city was a custom, high-cost build. The bottleneck was clear. They were burning capital faster than they could tax. Welcome to the sunny evening of the Roman Empire, where business never sleeps. Look at the Appian Way, a $500 billion infrastructure hack hiding in plain sight. Standardization was the secret weapon that built the economic history we study today. By 100 AD, Rome had solved the scaling problem that kills most founders. They moved from individual craftsmen to a modular assembly line system. Watch the sunlight hit the forum. This isn't just art, it's a prototype. Every brick was stamped, tracked, and delivered via Proto-Amazon supply chain. This is a finance documentary about the first system to reach true vertical scale. The data is staggering. 50,000 miles of paved roads, all built to one spec. In this tour, we decode the economic engine that fueled the Pax Romana. Step into the evening markets where the sestertius was the global reserve currency. Founders today talk about product-market fit. Rome lived it. But first, we have to look at the massive mistake that almost broke them. The bespoke trap, where every legionary fort was a different design. This lack of standardization led to a 40% waste in military spending. The reaction was swift. The emperor demanded a modular empire blueprint. They turned construction into a repeatable franchise model, like McDonald's. If you could build a bathhouse in Gaul, you could build it in Egypt. This was the birth of stock market history precursors, public contracts. The correction saved the treasury billions in modern adjusted currency. Observe the families in the plaza. Their piece is bought by modular logistics. Business was at its peak during these golden hours before dusk. The Roman merchant wasn't just selling grain, he was selling stability. Notice the standardized weights and measures at every stall. Trust is the ultimate currency of any financial history case study. The camera pans across the aqueducts, gravity-fed ROI at its finest. These weren't just pipes, they were the servers of the ancient world. Water delivery was a subscription service for the wealthy elite. A 98% uptime for over 3 centuries. Modern tech could never. Strategic infrastructure is the moat that protected Rome from competition. Look at the brickwork here. The opus reticulatum was a speed build hack. Diamond-shaped tough blocks meant unskilled labor could build like masters. They democratized complex construction to lower the cost of labor. By reducing the skill floor, they increased the velocity of expansion. This is how you scale a workforce from thousands to millions. The evening sun bathes the Colosseum, the ultimate big science project. It was a stadium, but it was also a PR machine for the state. Content marketing in 80 AD involved gladiators and free bread. The cost of bread in circuses was 20% of the annual budget. Retention was the goal. A happy populace is a non-revolting populace. Moving through the residential suburba, the density is breathtaking. Insulae, the first high-rise apartment blocks for the working class. Real estate was the primary wealth generator in the economic history of Rome. Speculative bubbles in property often shook the Roman Senate. Location was everything, even 2,000 years ago. The racing broadcaster view shows the port of Ostia at sunset. This was the loading dock of the world's largest consumer market. Grain from Africa, silk from China, all converging here. 3,000 ships docked here every season, tracked by meticulous scribes. The supply chain was global long before the word was invented. Notice the absence of chaos. This is an engineered flow state. Roman business was built on the correction of previous trade failures. They eliminated the middleman by building the world's first true navy. Safe seas meant lower insurance premiums for Roman entrepreneurs. Risk management is the silent partner in every great business history. As the light fades, the oil lamps begin to flicker in the villas. Wealth wasn't just gold. It was the ability to control light and time. The elite practiced odium, the luxury of strategic thinking, while the negodium, the busyness, happened in the streets below. Successful founders moved from negodium to odium to stay ahead. The tour reaches the Pantheon, a masterpiece of poured concrete. Roman concrete is a proprietary tech that we still can't perfectly replicate. Self-healing structures that outlasted the empire that built them. The ROI on a building that lasts 2,000 years is literally infinite. Build for the long term, but use the latest tech to get it done. The evening air carries the scent of roasted meat and expensive wine. Plebeians are finishing their work, heading to the public baths. The baths were the co-working spaces of the ancient world. Deals were struck in the steam, not just in the forum. Networking is the infrastructure of the human element in business. We move toward the Palatine Hill, where the C-suite lived. The architecture here is designed to intimidate and inspire awe. Power is a visual language in the financial history of nations. The Emperor's Palace was the headquarters of a 3-continent conglomerate. Centralized command with decentralized execution. the Roman way. The sunset turns the marble into a glowing, golden orange. This is the future empire section of our story, the legacy. Rome didn't fall, it just pivoted into the systems we use today. Our legal codes, our roads, even our alphabets are Roman exports. Great businesses don't die, they become the foundation for the next. The modular construction hack is now the standard for modern skyscrapers. We are still living in the shadow of the Roman supply chain. The evening shadows lengthen across the vast, paved plazas. The population begins to quiet, but the wheels of trade keep turning. Business is the heartbeat that never truly stops in a great empire. From the 500 dollars road network to the modular brick, Rome taught us that scale is a matter of standardization. Founders, are you building bespoke chaos or a repeatable system? The data says the system always wins in the long run. Correct your mistakes, react to the market, and build your hack. This has been a high-end tour of the Roman economic engine, looking at the founders' perspective on the past, decoding the sagas that shaped our world. Don't forget the data, the sestertius always finds a way. Build your empire, see you in the future of life then.